This is episode 60 of The Way of Jesus and is being recorded for the December 2025 broadcast. It focuses on the character, rise, and early career of the Antichrist. The term Antichrist was first coined by the Apostle John in two of his letters. In them, he identified the Antichrist as a deceiver who denies Jesus and the Father and appears at the time of the end of our present world order. The term Antichrist is used nowhere else in the Bible, but the figure this term denotes is referred to in many other biblical passages and is symbolized in a variety of ways. These include a little horn, the prince who is to come, the desolator, the king of the north, Gog of the land of Magog, the man of lawlessness, the son of perdition, the rider on a white horse, the head with a mortal wound that was healed, and the beast. The prophecies of Daniel predict that the Antichrist will arise out of the territory of the original Roman Empire. His actual country of origin is difficult to discern, but various references point to Turkey as the most likely candidate. The disintegration and breakup of the European Union will provide the ideal conditions for his rise to power. And we may look to this fragmentation and breakup of the EU as the precursor to his appearance on the world stage. The Antichrist will be a great speaker, be bold and courageous, and seem greater than other leaders. He will be intelligent, understand riddles, prosper, and gain many followers through his cunning. In a world dominated by godless secularism, many will fall prey to delusion, forsake truth, and be led to believe his deceptive teachings. The Antichrist will be small at first, but will rise to power through his deceptive and persuasive rhetoric. He will come in promising peace to a world in dissolution and disarray. His first move towards political power will be the overcoming of 3 European leaders. He will become the head of a 10-nation confederation of European nations and develop them into a mighty military force. The Antichrist will make a strong 7-year covenant with many, guaranteeing the peace and protection of Israel. Biblical prophecy offers very few details on this covenant other than that it will be for 7 years and that the Antichrist will break it after 3½ years. This will take place when the Antichrist responds to an attack by Egypt. He will march south through Israel to counterattack Egypt. At this time, he will break his covenant of peace with Israel and occupy it. Daniel describes the occupation of Israel in this way. The Antichrist grew exceedingly great towards the south and towards the glorious land. He shall come into the glorious land, and tens of thousands shall fall. Daniel 7:25 tells us that the Antichrist shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and they shall be given into his hand. This prophecy is repeated in Revelation 13:7, which states that the Antichrist beast was allowed to make war on the saints and to conquer them. In a dark and confused world that has abandoned religious beliefs and values, in favor of a secular outlook on life, the Antichrist will succeed in deceiving the masses to the point that he will even be worshipped. Revelation tells us that men worship the dragon, who represents Lucifer, Satan, and their followers. For he had given his authority to the beast, and they worshiped the beast, saying, "Who is like the beast, and who can fight against it?" Those who refuse to worship the beast will be slain. The Antichrist will speak haughty and blasphemous words and astonishing things against the God of gods. He will blaspheme God's name and the heavenly host. In his own mind he shall magnify himself, even up to the prince of the host, that is, Jesus. In fact, he will exalt himself above all gods and proclaim himself to be God. He will overthrow the temple at Jerusalem and take away the continual burnt offering. In its place, he will set up the abomination that makes desolate. It is here, at the sanctuary in Jerusalem, that he will proclaim himself to be God. After occupying Israel, he will continue south to attack Egypt. He will succeed in his plans and become the ruler of the treasures of gold and silver and all the precious things of Egypt. In this effort, he will be allied with the Libyans and the Ethiopians. Following his conquest of Egypt, he will receive alarming news from the east and the north. He will go forth with great fury to exterminate and utterly destroy many. He will make occupied Jerusalem his capital and station his army between Jerusalem and the Mediterranean Sea. This concludes episode 60. Episode 61 will continue the story of the career and rule of the Antichrist. If you found this podcast helpful and informative, please like, subscribe to ensure you get future broadcasts, and share it with your friends. I have recently published a new book entitled, "I Am a Son of God." Here's what one reviewer had to say. "I Am a Son of God" is a beautifully written and deeply inspiring book that reminds us of our true identity as sons and daughters of a loving Father. This book is available from Amazon.com. Thank you for watching and listening. Until next time, may God guide you and comfort you and bring you peace.